Bitcoin is actually the lead because of what we talked about on fine wines. So it tells you that if you're a fine wine collector, you should be loading up now because fine wines are going to skyrocket for the next 18 months to 2 years. And that's pretty interesting to me. But where it gets really interesting is when we look at things like NFT users worldwide versus crypto market cap. It's all based on the same thing. If you think of the art market in crypto, people buy art, like I've been buying art, recycling gains out of my Solana to buy long-term assets. So I've been buying Xcopy and Beeple as a long-term store of value. So as crypto market cap goes up, people recycle the profits into trophy assets. It's the same as the fine wine market. And guess what? It's the same as the secondhand luxury watch price market. NFT users, as a proxy for demand for NFTs, matches exactly secondhand watch prices of Rolexes, Patek Philippe's, and everything else. They're all driven by the same thing. Everything is macro, and macro is everything.
Wait a minute, everyone. We all agree that the crypto market never sleeps, but with countless newsletters out there, how do you choose the best one for you? BitcoinZella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to BitcoinZella today and enjoy the new edge. In today's video, Raoul Talks gives us everything we need to understand: how the economy works, how the markets work, what debasement of currency is, and why liquidity matters. It brings it all home with how to forecast asset prices and why crypto is not only the greatest macro trend of our lifetimes, but also the most important investment of all time. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video.
You've heard me talk about the supermassive black hole, the crypto black hole. You've seen everything that we do to reach the kind of conclusions that we do. And now I'm going to come to the conclusion. The conclusion is straightforward. We're dealing with the technology adoption. It's the fastest pace of adoption of any technology that's investable. AI is not investable right now, and it's been growing at twice the speed of the internet. If we assume that it grows at the speed of the internet, which would be probably a false assumption, it should grow faster, for the rest of this year or so, we get to the end of 25 with 1.1 billion active wallets. Active wallets are not actual users because people have multiple wallets, much like people have multiple IP addresses, which is what this is showing too. We're comparing it to IP addresses. So we get to 1 billion wallets. That's a huge number, and that drives the adoption of the space based on Metcalfe's law and the valuation. Then if we extrapolate out into the future, I keep saying this space is going, this is the biggest macro opportunity we have ever been given. It's been the best macro performing asset of all time. It's the best risk-adjusted reward of any asset in all history. It's an alien asset class. And that trend of $2.5 trillion today to 10 to 15 trillion this cycle to 100 trillion by about 2030, 2032 is driven by this adoption curve. That's when you get to 4 billion active wallets by the end of 2030. That's a mega trend. That's all you need to know. 2.5 trillion, 10 to 15 trillion, 100 trillion. You're trying to capture that. You're trying not to fuck this up because this is the gift you've all been given, and everybody can put 10% of their wages in or whatever it may be because it's a democratized, fractionalized asset that's globally homogenous. Everybody in the world invests in the same product. Bitcoin is the same in Nigeria as it is in Brazil, as it is in the Cayman Islands. That is the gift to humanity. We get to invest in the infrastructure layer, the network layer of this incredible new technology, and on top, they'll build the applications layer, which will be the new Googles and Facebooks of this Web3 world.
Cumulative ETF investments since the beginning of the year rose to a record $14.9 billion. The total crypto funds reached $98.5 billion. Weekly trading volumes rose 28% to $13.6 billion. CoinShares noted that sentiment is becoming generally positive, which is likely due to investors interpreting the FOMC minutes and recent macroeconomic data as slightly dovish. MicroStrategy founder Michael Saylor pointed out that 32 cryptocurrency ETF have accumulated more than 1 million BTC, about 5% of all asset issuance. The largest ETF is still Grayscale's GBTC, with $20 billion in assets under management, almost caught up by its closest competitor, BlackRock's IBIT. Medical technology specialist Semler Scientific announced the purchase of 581 Bitcoin worth $40 million. According to the company, Bitcoin are now the Treasury's primary reserve asset because they are a reliable store of value and an attractive investment. Semler Scientific shares jumped 28%. George Soros Fund invested $159 million in the first quarter in shares of MicroStrategy, a company that accumulates Bitcoins. QCP Capital notes that market participants are expressing optimism about Ethereum, as indicated by the growth of open interest and call options on the digital asset. CryptoQuant notes that indicators show the Bitcoin rally is not over yet. Low unrealized profits of Bitcoin investors exclude strong selling.
So that's what's driving this trend. The debasement of currency plus the ridiculous adoption of this technology, which is only growing. You hear every institution now saying, well, we want to build real-world assets on Bitcoin rails. The exchanges are going to build on it. The corporations are going to build on it. You know, we're already seeing so many people building on top of these rails because it's just a better system. Then we've got digital ID layer. We've got the stablecoins layer. We've got so many things being built. That's going to keep driving this logarithmic chart, which gets us to, at the end of this cycle, we don't know, but, Bitcoin, according to our work, could get to 400,000, could even go higher than that. Sure, it could be truncated too, but it doesn't matter because the trend goes longer. And your game is to stay in the trend. Even if you take some lifestyle chips off, let's say at the end of this year, just so you take economic pressure off yourself, it allows you to continue to participate in this trend. Because if you don't, you try and get cute and try and time it, you'll fuck this thing up. My job here is trying to unfuck your future. So you can understand where I get these little mimetics from. How to unfuck your future. You're being debased upon. Here is your answer. Don't fuck this up, is don't miss out on this trend.
BlackRock's spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund has reportedly surpassed the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust as the world's largest exchange-traded fund tracking the price of Bitcoin. As at the end of trading on May 28, BlackRock's shares Bitcoin Trust, known as IBIT, recorded $102.5 million in inflows, while GBTC registered a $105 million outflow. The inflow is reported to have brought BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF to a total of 288,670 Bitcoin held, compared to Grayscale, which now holds 287,450 Bitcoin, despite beginning at 620,000 Bitcoin at the time of its conversion in January, according to data from ACO-DL15 Capital and the Apollo Bitcoin Tracker. A May 29 report from Bloomberg, citing its own compiled data, said the fund held $19.68 billion of Bitcoin as of Tuesday, while Grayscale held $19.65 billion. Fidelity's ETF offering trailed at $11.1 billion. There is a new king in the land of Bitcoin ETF, and it's BlackRock, 15 Capital wrote. Both ETF launched on the same day in January, and BlackRock's ETF has since accounted for the lion's share of inflows across all 11 spot Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin is up 1.1% on the day, at a current price of $68,550, according to data from CoinMarketCap. Recent regulatory filings show that BlackRock's income and bond-focused funds bought shares of its spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF, in the first quarter. BlackRock's Strategic Income Opportunities Fund snapped up $3.56 million worth of the shares Bitcoin Trust, while its Strategic Global Bond Fund made a $485,000 purchase, according to May 28 Securities and Exchange Commission filings. Spot Bitcoin ETF globally now hold over 1 million Bitcoin worth over $68 billion, equating to nearly 5.1% of the Bitcoin circulating supply. Meanwhile, all eyes are peeled on the potential launch of Spot Ethereum ETF, which analysts tip could launch as early as mid-June. The ETF are undergoing an S1 approval process, the final hurdle required before they can begin trading on their respective stock exchanges. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.